we're so excited to celebrate with you.
I'm excited, and I don't know what I'm going to do with you.
You have fun. You just enjoy yourself. It's your birthday. You get to do whatever you want to do. I am so excited, you guys. My name is Shannon Neely. Many of you know me as ShanShineSpeaks. And I am here interviewing a special guest, a special, beautiful guest. I'm just so amazed by her. I'm so inspired. Hopefully we won't be crying and everything, guys, because she'll make you go there because her story is so amazing. And then she'll have you cracking up laughing at the same time, okay? I'm talking about Ms. Etta Mae Anderson. Welcome, Ms. Anderson. How are you doing?
Fine.
Fine. You know why we're here today? Talking to you.
Well, they interview me and get a little of my life story.
Life story. Okay. You guys, her life story started in 1918. And if I do my math right, that is 100 years ago. Is that right? 100 years ago.
Yep.
Wow. That is so awesome. 100 years. I'm holding up this article that was done on Ms. Etta Mae Anderson when she was turning 99 years old. How did it feel to be highlighted at 99?
Well, I'm happy and I feel good about it, but I don't feel like I'm 99.
You didn't feel 99? Well, you're about to be 100 now. On June the 6th, you guys, she'll be actually 100. So you didn't feel 99, so you don't, I'm guessing you don't feel 100 either.
Well, I'm one of them people that I just feel just as young as the next one.
Amen. Amen. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. That means in 1918, what was going on when you came on the scene? Your mother and father was in Texas, is that correct?
Yes.
In Texas, and in 1918, as a black young woman, what were you born into? What type of atmosphere?
Well, I was born, my family, they were Christians, they were good, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I was raised in a good home,
Mm-hmm.
but it was hard for us in the home, you know, to make ends meet
Mm-hmm.
and survive.
Mm-hmm. So in 1918, I read in this article, you were staying in Texas until you were about 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then to make ends meet, you guys moved to Oklahoma.
Yes, from
Okay.
a cotton pick.
To pick cotton.
Mm-hmm.
So that is something as a 32-year-old that's, I can't even imagine what it would be like to be 5 years old picking cotton. Can you tell us some of the emotions and how you felt at that time?
Well, I was obedient to my parents, and that's what they were doing, and they were teaching me how to survive.
Right.
Also, you know, and I had to do what they said do. We had to do that to survive and get food and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And clothes.
And just trying to make it.
Yeah, trying to.
So it was a team effort. The whole family was trying to help the family survive. The children, parents, everybody was working together.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure some of you guys can relate to that even now, of the whole household having to work to provide for a family. Now, when you guys moved from Texas to Oklahoma, you were telling me earlier that you guys were riding in the back of a truck.
Yes.
8 people
Mm-hmm.
in the back of a truck,
Mm-hmm. Like cattle.
like Adam.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And so, was there a luxury hotel waiting for you guys when you arrived? Was there?
No, our home when we got to Oklahoma was living in a barn.
Wow.
They didn't have a place for us to live, so we had to stay in the barn and sleep under quilts and whatever we had to keep warm.
Mm. So, in these kind of living conditions, as a child, one of the joys of childhood is having fun, you know, having an imagination, you know, playing with your siblings, things of that sort. When you guys were there picking cotton and living in the barn, was there any joyous moments that you guys still had as children?
Well, sometimes we did. We'd get out and play ball and you know how kids would, and jump rope and all that kind of stuff, and skip and all. And my parents, they would play dominoes. And stuff,
Oh,
but
okay.
but they wouldn't let us play the dominoes.
Oh, the kids could play the dominoes. Only the parents, the adults. Okay. But y'all would still have some joy in the midst of what was going
we
on.
had our moments of activities, but it wasn't like it is now.
Wow, 30 years. So now, in 2018, as a black person, when you think back to picking cotton for 30 years, what kind of emotions do you have from that? How does that make you feel?
Well, it makes me feel bad that I had to do that, but it makes me feel good now that I don't have to do it. You know. And I admire the young people now that they don't have to do the things that I had to do to survive.
Yes. Okay, since you say about the young people, how do you feel we are doing as young people, since we don't have to pick cotton? Do you feel that we show enough gratitude for that? Do you feel that we are living up to the dreams and the sacrifices that you guys made for us to now be in this position where we don't have to pick cotton?
Yeah.
You feel like we are. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that, y'all. Y'all keep up the good work.
Because I don't want y'all to have to do what we had to do.
That's true. That's true. And I want to thank you for all of what you've done so that I can't sit here now on this couch and interview you and share it with the world on social media and so many other things.
And at my age now, I have to listen to you all because the technology now, I don't know anything about it. And I have to get it from y'all and listen to y'all what y'all say.
Well, you know, it's an amazing thing when we can share knowledge with each other because there's so much wisdom that you can give to us. Things that we have never experienced, things that we could never imagine. Speaking of which, in this time frame, you saw us have a black president. You saw us have President Barack Obama as the president of the United States of America. How did that make you feel?
It makes me feel good, you know, for you all to do that. And I don't want you to do what I had to do to get to where you at.
Right. Let's go back to a little bit about motivating the youth because you have done so much in your lifetime. This article, you guys, I'm going to share the clips of the article with you because it's an amazing story written by her and even who wrote it. It's very interesting. Before we go there though, there was a program that you created for young people. Do you remember, what was the name of that program?
Teenagers Problem Club.
Teenagers Problem Club. And so what inspired you to create a program for the Teenager Problem Club? Because there's a lot of teenagers, that club should still be going on today, you know?
When I was running a community center and I saw so many problems with those kids, you know, and all. And some of them was pretty bad, and I create little things for them to do, you know, to try to get the bad off their mind.
Right.
You know, I just created this little club, and all the problems what they have, well, we'd get together and discuss them. You know.
So you would listen to them
and
let
tell
them
a better way than what they're doing.
How important is it to listen to our youth?
Well, it's pretty hard right now, but back then when I was during this, well, they listened to me. They listened. It wasn't hard.
So you were able to connect with them.
I could connect with them, and I understood them, and they understood me. What I meant.
About how old were you during this time when you were running that program?
That was in 1969, I think it was, somewhere back in there.
Wow. So you were running this program
at the Community Action, you know?
Community Action Agency. So you were running this program. Is this at the same time when you were working and cleaning homes that you were running this program?
Same time.
Okay. Now, before we go into that, because that's some good information she shared, while we're at the education point, I want to go back and talk about, you said at 5 you were picking cotton, so you didn't get to always go to school.
No.
8th grade was when the last certification that you
I
got.
was promoted to the 8th, but I never did go back to school anymore.
But you mentioned though that education was important to you, and you continue to teach yourself.
I educated myself.
You educate yourself. Tell us a little bit about that. What motivated you to keep learning?
Well, every opportunity I would get to do something, well, I'd do it. Like typing, I used to type. And there's a lot of things that I used to do that I found I could do. And I was a welder. I finished the welding school.
What?
Yes. And I was fixing to go to Seattle, Washington. That was back in 1940 somewhere. And when I went to take my test examination to go, well, I was pregnant and didn't get to go.
Man.
So I was going there, but I finished the
Wow.
welding.
That is just amazing. How were you received in the welding school? Did they want to provide you the information, or did you have to fight to get your education there?
Well, I've had to fight for it. Nobody provided it for me. I knew it was a better way, and I just would do it.
So to our young people, no matter what race that might be watching this, you talk about having to fight for your education. Can you what is some tips you would give us for fighting for what we want in life? What helps you to have that mindset and to do those things?
Well, by trusting in the good Lord and knowing that I could do it. And I just let them know that I'm going to do it. You can't stop me.
She said you can't stop her. I hope y'all heard that. You can't stop her. And 100 years old, tell them how they haven't stopped you. You're still driving?
Yes, I still drive.
What?
And I still help people in my hometown. I take them to get groceries or pay bills.
Wow.
And whatever. And if they're in need, I help them. I do without myself to help others.
Man, what an inspiration.
And I live alone.
Wow.
And I'm not afraid. I cook,
Man.
cook and eat.
And cooking is one of the things they highlighted here in this article. Let's talk about it. I hear you're a mean cook. I hear you can throw down in the kitchen. You were actually teaching people how to cook. Is that correct?
Yeah, I taught the young people how to cook, how to sew.
Wow.
And we even made drapes. We had a class in that community action. And I teach them different activities and stuff
So
that I knew how to do.
Man, I love that you say that. I was listening to a message, and the preacher was talking about the importance of us being disciples. And, sometimes we feel like, I don't know it all, so I can't be a disciple. But he said, we are supposed to just teach what we know, learn what we don't know, but just teach what we know. And that's truly what you have done. You have taught so many people. Your legacy is so long because you taught other people. I mean, as a person who didn't finish school, you have been a teacher at heart. What made you so passionate about not only getting your own education, but sharing the wealth with others?
Yeah, in my hometown, I have a lot of friends, and they all say they want to pattern after me. I don't call myself so great, but I just love people and want to do the right thing, to be a good example.
That's what God called us to do. Love people, love God, and love people. Man,
love is the main thing.
Man. So, okay, love. There's so many aspects of love. And from a person who has lived to see 100 years old, I definitely have to ask you, what is your definition of love?
Well, it's to love people regardless to who they is and what they do. You got to love them anyway if you want to make it into God's kingdom. You have to love and teach them to love. Also.
Man, I can only imagine that I'm sure in 100 years, there's not every day has been amazing, and there's probably been some pain and some different things because we all go through different things in our life. And when we're talking about love, something you shared with me earlier, you worked for 35 years, excuse me, for a family. For 35 years. You guys, her starting salary, let's tell them first, what was your starting salary when you first started working for that?
$2.50 a week.
$2.50 a week. $2.50 a week. Wow. Okay. And then you worked for the family for 35 years. After the 35 years, that would have been in 1973. How much had you progressed and raised?
Now, I didn't have, every so often, it's from $5, $10, $15, and $35 a week for 35 years.
So you maxed out at $35 a week.
Right.
$35 a week. And this is what kind of work are we talking about in a week?
We're talking about washing and ironing and cleaning the house and cooking.
Man, can you imagine making $35 a week?
It was hard, but we had to do it to survive.
So how did you make ends meet for your family? You were married and you had children.
Yeah.
So how did you make that income work?
Well, I was taught from a kid how to do it from my grandparents, and so we just made it work.
And so you guys used to do picking cotton. Then there was also raising hogs, chickens, turkeys. What we know as side hustles, guys. She had many side hustles. Is that right? There was other things that you did on top of what you did at work for your family. You made that work. And you're still looking so young and youthful to this day. How did you maintain all of that? You know, going through the things that you went through in your life and still have your health.
Well, as I say, I just trust in the good Lord and have faith and believe that these things will happen, that I'm going to make it, and I do.
Amen. Amen. We're going to go back. We were talking about love earlier, and I would definitely have to ask you about loving life. Loving life. What is giving you your zest? You talked about God. You talked about, but if somebody is going through something, what are some of the things that you say, you know what, this is what gets me up in the morning and keeps me motivated to keep going and driving and helping others?
Well, I just tell them how I do it, and they can do the same, you know. You know, if you come into some kind of problems you think you can't handle, but you turn it over to God and have faith and believe, and He'll help you to work it out.
He will. He
Yeah,
will.
I've had so many friends that had cancer and all, and I would tell them how to hold on, you know, and all. I've lost a lot of friends, but they would listen to me and try to do what I tell them to do. So I have my health problems, but I don't let it stop me.
Amen. As a matter of fact, you're going to Vegas to celebrate your 100th birthday, is that correct? Y'all hear that? Going to Vegas to celebrate her 100th birthday. You don't let anything stop you.
No.
Anything stop you. No, you were talking about loss, and I've had loss in my life. I lost my mother to cancer. I lost my father. And you were saying that you had some losses in your life. Did you want to talk about any of those in specific? And if so, go ahead. And just tell us about how you continue to keep living in spite of.
Well, I just know they're gone, but they're still with me. I feel like they're still there.
Yes.
In my hometown, and they tell me I shouldn't do it, but I do it anyway. I got the obituaries on. I got a door full of them, and I see them every day. I see my family.
That's
and
beautiful.
I learned to cook with them. They're not there, but they is there.
They're still there in spirit. That is so true. That has been one of the biggest things that helped me with my grief, is knowing my parents are still with me in spirit. They might not be on this side, but they're still with me in spirit. That's a beautiful thing. A lot of people, they really deal with different sadnesses that come from loss and from grief. Is there any one thing that you did in particular that helped you have that good positive energy about your ones that you lost?
Well, I think it's the life we shared together, how we understood each other, you know. I think that's kind of the way I feel about it.
Holding on to the memories. The positive sides of it.
Yeah.
That's very true. That's very true.
We had fun and we just lived a good life. My family was pretty close.
That's good. So y'all seen the Depression, y'all seen in 100 years we've had so many things happen, we've had different presidents, all those things. How did y'all keep the family close in the midst of different things going on in the world?
I think it's the love we have for each other.
That's a beautiful thing. Okay, we're going to switch gears a little bit because I definitely want to talk to you about some of the things that the change agent that you were and how you brought about change even for Black people. You were telling us a story about how you guys couldn't sit in a certain position and you made changes so that Black people could sit and eat, not just in the kitchen, but eat with everyone else. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Because that was in Mangum, where I grew up at, where the Black people couldn't go in none of the places like the clubs and things. And I was cooking in a cafe, and I know the Black people had to sit in the kitchen, you know, where I was cooking, and all the other race of people was in the front, and I could see them up there. And I asked the manager why the Black people couldn't go up there, you know. And so we talked it over, and so finally he fixed it where they could. And so after going there, they didn't want to. They didn't want to go up there. But I kept encouraging them to do it.
Wow. It's like with Moses, the people were free and then they didn't even want to walk in their freedom. So how did that make you feel? You weren't, first off, let's start with, you went and talked to the manager. You used your voice. What gave you the courage to go and talk to the manager, not just on your behalf, but on behalf of everyone?
Because I got tired of it the way it was. And I knew it had to be a change.
Man, sometimes we just gotta get tired. Sometimes we just gotta get tired, but not just be tired. You took action too. So when you talked to the manager, how did he receive you?
Fine. He felt the same way I did.
Wow. And it
wasn't hard on him to make the change.
He was a white man. And so he understood and had compassion. So then you made the change. He said, you know, you're right. Everyone can sit together. You went and made that announcement to everybody?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and how was that?
Well, I ain't going.
No! They ain't going!
No, you can't do that.
What?
I said, yeah, you can. It's already open for you. You can. Then they continued to say you can't do it.
Wow. Man,
but finally they realized they could. And
then they start going up there and sitting. So about how long did it take for them to actually...
A long time.
Man. Before they actually started sitting where their rightful place, where they could sit, and they refused to sit, and it's their rightful place. I hope y'all really take that in. Sit in your rightful place.
It's like my husband, when they integrated the hospital, where the Black people had to deliver downstairs, their babies, and they had to eat downstairs. And my husband, he had a little corner he would eat in. And then after they integrated, he never did go up there.
He never did?
He never did.
Wow.
And to this day, his table is sitting in the same place as in the Mangum Hospital.
Wow. Man, that is historical. And how did y'all have discussions about it? Did you want him to sit there?
No, everybody was afraid to say anything back there then. They just went along with it as it was. But somebody had to step out and tell them it's different. And that was me.
Hey, can I give it? She said, and that was me! I love it. I love it. And that was her. She stepped out there. What gave you the courage to step out there like that? Yes. What gave you the courage to always be is there somebody that motivated you? Is there somebody that you saw or mentored that gave you that strength to always use your voice?
I think I was just born for that. You know, because my parents, they didn't motivate me because they was afraid. You know, but I just never was afraid.
Bold soul, always been a bold soul.
I just felt like I could do it.
Wow. Okay, let's go back to your love story. Your husband, you guys met, you said it was about 18, you were 18?
I think I was about 18 when I met her.
Okay, now when did you guys meet? About how old were you when you met?
About 16 or 17.
Okay, y'all lived in the same area? How did y'all meet?
No, I lived in the country and he lived in town.
Okay. So you want to tell me about your first encounter, how y'all first met each other? Where'd y'all run into each other?
I don't recall right now.
Oh, no worries, no worries. And so y'all got married. Do you remember your wedding day?
Yes, in July the 20th, I think.
July the 20th.
I can't remember that right now.
Oh, okay.
I got it on record.
Yeah, okay, no worries. It's on record. She's on the books, guys. She's on record. But it was in July. And so, did you guys admit y'all were still in Oklahoma in, let me see, at that time, y'all would have been in Ardmore? Are y'all living in Ardmore at that time?
We was living in Mangum.
In Mangum, still in Mangum, okay. And so how was it as a newly married woman in Mangum, Oklahoma?
Well, it was all right.
It was okay? It was okay? Where did y'all
My
have...
grandmother always told us to get away from Mangum. Mangum wasn't good for us, you know. But some of them left and some didn't.
Now, you know why she said it wasn't good for you guys? Was it
Well,
because
she didn't like the way things was going with the black people. You know.
Okay. Now, did you guys know about the Tulsa community? Did you know about other areas of Oklahoma, or did you just know about? I know it wasn't a media time, so.
Well, I heard about different things in other towns, you know,
Okay.
marching and all of that.
Did you know about the black towns in Tulsa?
Yes.
You did. Okay. Were you aware when the riots happened, and you know what was going on in your life when all of that was going on in Oklahoma?
I think I was just knew it was happening, but we couldn't do anything about it.
Man, out of your control type thing. There's probably a lot of different situations that has happened because racism is still prevalent to this day. How have you survived that out of your control feeling that happens? You know, we have school shootings, we have blacks killed by officers, we have so much stuff that's still going on to this day. How do you deal with the emotions of it being out of your control, but still you have to live every day?
Well, I know according to the Bible it's going to happen, and I just live according to what the Bible said was going to be, and it don't bother me.
Don't take it personal. Not taking it personal.
No. It's just going to be, it's going to be, and you can't do nothing about it.
Man, that's something else. Is there anything else that you want to talk about, that you want to share? We have your exciting Vegas trip coming up. Tell me what you're looking forward to and doing in Vegas.
Just looking at the sights.
Looking at all the lights and the glamour and everything.
It's my grandkids. They want to take me to these different places I've never been, and they want me to see.
That's amazing.
So I'm going along with it, but I don't know. I'll have to see how it works out.
I think you're going to have an amazing time. I've been to Las Vegas. I had fun. I think you'll have a blast. So you enjoy a good casino, a good fun, and all the. Are you going to check out all the casinos in Vegas?
Well, they said they was going to take me around, so I don't know where they take me.
Well, make sure you check those out. There's a lot of different ones all over the place. Everywhere you go, there's somewhere that you can play the machines. Okay. All right. One last question. What would you want your family to know? What is something that you want to communicate to your family and even to the world? What are some thoughts that you want to share?
I want them to learn to love and to care for each other. Even if I'm not there, who's going to take my place? You know, somebody in my family has got to step up to the plate and look out for one another. You know, in the whole world, you just got to learn to love one another.
Yes.
Love is the main thing.
Yes.
And just take people as who they are and not try to change them because they're not the way you are. Just let them be who they are and love them for who they are.
That makes me think about the importance of knowing who you are. That helps us accept others better when we know who we are. You said you always knew you were bold. You always knew that you had courage. Did you always know who you were as a woman, or did you have to walk into that? You know.
Well, some of it I walked into, but I just really knew that I was who I am. You know, and I'm still who I am, and nobody can change me.
Go ahead. Amen. I love it.
You know, I'm not the best, but I'm who I am. And
Yes.
nobody can change me.
Yes.
And I'm not afraid to step out.
Yes.
Try to help others.
I love it. I love it. You're such an inspiration. This has just been an honor to sit down and to talk to you. And I mean, I'm just going to be connected all the time. I hope you know it. I'm just going to be all over you now because I'm in love with you because you're just so amazing. And she's such a mother to everyone, y'all. She's, as it says in this article, a lot of people call her grandmother. A lot of people call her mom. Have you always had that heart for the whole world where you can... Yes. Yes.
I'm mom, grandma, auntie. I'm one of the two. So I just want to be who I am and want people to be who they are and prosper if they can.
Amen.